Starting of 2022, this year, we have been continuously listening about one group, and that group is none other than NATO. The group around which we can see this whole Russia-Ukraine war is going on, and the group which Finland, Sweden wanted to join, and the discussions are going on. So what is the importance, that much importance of this group? Good evening friends, today the discussion topic is NATO. NATO, a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is an inter-government military alliance of 30 group members which are from Europe and North American continent. Initially, this group has 12 members, the time when it was formed on 4th April 1949, and then as of now there are 30 members in this NATO group. And the aim for making this group was basically to provide security for all the group members from USSR, that is Soviet Union at that time. And currently if we see, it is basically to provide security, especially from Russia. And if we talk about the importance and how the NATO group has been expanded this much, the features, so the most important feature of NATO group, because of which the countries actually desire to join NATO, is its Article 5, which basically provides a collective security for all its group members against any external threat from any external party. It basically says, like, if any external party will attack any one of the country from out of NATO, they are basically attacking the whole NATO group, and the whole NATO will come up as a collective security group over any external threat. So this is the strength, we can say, or the feature of this NATO group, the most important feature. So apart from this main feature, we see that NATO wanted to strengthen and expand the military influence of all NATO countries in the worldwide, and for this, in fact, America has kept a repetitive demand for all the NATO countries to devote at least 2% of their GDP for the defense or the military purpose. And in this regard, till now there are 7 countries who have fulfilled this criteria and maintained their GDP involvement at least by 2% for the defense and for the military purpose. And the other countries have made a deadline by 2024 to reach to at least 2% for the military purpose. So from all these things, we see that NATO is based on the military alliance, so their motto is basically to strengthen the military side of the whole NATO group. And now talking about the challenge that NATO is facing right now, so this is been the most highlighted thing of this 2022 year, that is the ongoing Ukraine and Russia war. And we see that somewhere, because of joining of Ukraine and adding Ukraine into a NATO group was somewhere the reason for this whole Russia-Ukraine war, as the NATO countries wanted to cover Russia from all the sides, and because of this they wanted to add Ukraine, as Ukraine is the neighboring country of Russia. And in the reply of this, Russia has warned the NATO countries to stop doing this procedure and to stop adding this Ukraine also in NATO group. So all these things have led to the war and this ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, and we see that this is not only impacting the group or the country but the whole world in terms of, we see then in terms of humanity and economy, trade, like all these things are getting impacted, a negative impact to the worldwide. Now talking about India and NATO relations and the talks that are going on, the reason behind it, so it all comes up after NATO, especially like America and the European countries, they have put sanctions on Russia, and they have asked other countries to stop purchasing any kind of product from Russia, as well as stop trading from Russia. So these things have not been followed by India, as India is kept buying the crude oil from Russia. So this is somewhere the reason behind kind of fluctuating relation between India and NATO. And because NATO believes that India is still taking side of the aggressor side of the war, that is Russia. Now, on the reply of this, India has raised few points. The first thing is that since India is such a populated country, and if the NATO is putting sanctions on Russia, or the American country, if America is putting sanctions on Russia, so they should come up with an alternative for the world. And if they will think about the world, for the world's interest, for the country's interest, then India will also support. And the second thing is, India, especially our Union Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, has exposed the hypocrisy of European countries who are asking India to stop purchasing the products from Russia and doing all these trades. On the contrary of this, they themselves are buying and keep purchasing and doing trade of their essential and the requirements, the needs. And these are the points that India have raised and have talked with NATO. And we see that if NATO would come up with, rather than igniting this war, or we can say these issues, if NATO come up with solutions, it would be good for the NATO countries, for Ukraine, for Russia, and as well as for the worldwide. By sitting together and having a kind of different agreements and talk with Russia, these solutions that have been raised by India, and that would be the good for the worldwide. Thank you.